Hey, social media family. Hey guys, I'm Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist, helping hurting people grow past that trauma into authentic leadership, regardless of the area of expertise, because we've all been through trauma, some deeply distressing, disturbing experiences, right? That knocked us off of our square, affected the way that we felt about life, people, place, and things, even ourselves, right? Some of us have been in toxic relationships. Some of us just grew up not getting our needs met, right? Or enough of our needs met, especially those emotional needs. And by the way, welcome to Intimate Moments. So I'm not going to be here long. So because so many of us have grown up in maybe toxic relationships, or grown up in some form of dysfunctional family system, I'll say that, or been in some toxic marriage, right? And maybe some trauma, right? Growing up, right? There was times when we didn't know what a healthy relationship even looked like, right? Not even a healthy relationship with ourselves. So, about 29 years ago, I decided to go into therapy to get some help, which was an amazing, amazing choice. It was a beautiful choice. It was a loving choice. And I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So that's how I had to get to that choice, by being tired. At some point we get tired. We get tired of the fear and the need to control and trying to fix it and control it. And sometimes we feel responsible for everybody and everything. And we think we have to solve everybody's problems, right? Because of the trauma that we experienced growing up, right? God bless you too. God bless you. Okay, so tonight, very briefly, I want to talk about making sure we own our power in all of our relationships, because sometimes we don't even realize we're giving away our power. We just thank you for following. Sometimes we don't even realize we're giving away some of our power, right? We don't even realize that, right? So I'll share something with you, and then you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm going to give you just 9 tips on how to own your power. Number 1, stop complaining. Stop complaining. I know we think that's no big deal. We just want to get some things off of our chest. And there are times when we really do need to vent, right? But sometimes when we go on and we keep bringing up the same situation over and over and over again, now we're giving away our power. So don't waste energy complaining. There's a big difference between complaining and problem solving. Venting to your family, friends, co-worker keeps you focused on the problem and prevents you from creating a solution. So too much of that, okay, you might want to talk to a friend or a relative or something, and at some point it's like time to let it go, right? Instead of going from person to person to person that's going to hear you griping over and over again, right? We may not realize it, but that's giving away our power, giving way too much power, too much of our emotional energy to something that maybe we even have no control over. And not only that, we can't control people, right? So how do we take care of ourselves instead of constantly complaining about something that hurt us or disappointed us? Number 2, accept responsibility for how you feel. This is crucial. How we feel, how we think, how we behave is very important. It's important that we know how we feel. We put a label on it. I feel angry. We don't want to be ashamed about it. If it's anger, if it's feelings of insecurity, right? Feelings of disappointment, whatever that feeling may be, or that emotional feeling may be, it's important that we don't hide from it, stuff it, deny it. It's important that we admit, that situation right there made me angry. In other words, I was angry. I felt angry about what I heard, what I saw, witnessed, or experienced, right? Or something that happened to someone else, right? But people can't make us feel a certain way. A lot of people say he made me or she made me. People can't make us feel a certain way. In the midst of it all, our feelings are still our feelings, and what we do with them is even more important, right? So saying your mother-in-law makes you feel bad about yourself, or claiming your boss makes you mad suggests they have power over how you feel. Suggest. Don't let other people's behavior dictate your emotions, because we're still responsible for our emotions. Feelings of insecurity, anxiety, worry, fear, we're responsible for that. Accept that it's completely up to you to manage your emotions regardless of how other people behave, right? But what happens is, so many of us that have gone through trauma, sometimes what happens with many people is people react. It's like when somebody cuss at you, you cuss back at them, but we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that just because someone says something we don't like. And sometimes there may be a disagreement, right? Sometimes we may need to hold a person accountable or feel as though we need to speak up for ourselves, right? But we don't have to, still give away our power. We can do that and still own our power. I don't like what you said, right? Well, I choose not to be around you or whatever, right? But the bottom line is we own our power, and also it's important, I think, that to sometimes think about, why people behave the way they do. Because a lot of people are stressed, and it's not an excuse. It's just a reason. It's not an excuse. Doesn't excuse them. It's just a reason for why they behave the way they do. It's like, she going through something. He going through something. He's stressed or whatever. Give him his space. Let me just get away from this person and make sure I'm taking care of myself, right? She angry, frustrated. She don't like herself or whatever. She need therapy. He need therapy or whatever it is. It looks like that person is going through something serious and needs some professional help. But the bottom line is, we can talk to ourselves, make sure that we are taking total responsibility for our emotions. Number 3, establish healthy boundaries. One of my favorite words is boundaries. Oh, I love boundaries. So giving in to guilt trips and refusing, I'm going to say it again, giving in, that person trying to make you feel guilty, giving in to guilt trips and refusing to speak up for yourself gives power to other people, because there are times when we need to speak up. You might not like conflict, but there are times when you got to speak up. You got to speak up. It's okay, right? Feel it. It may be uncomfortable. That's okay, right? It may be a little distressing, but not dangerous, right? But it's more dangerous when we keep giving away our power. So we don't want to do that, right? And also it's a part of us loving ourselves when we choose to speak up for ourselves. We don't let people treat us like doormats, right? Walking all over top of us, treating us any old kind of way, and we just let them, So refuse that. Rather than blame others for wasting your time or forcing you to do something, recognize that you're in charge of yourself. I'll tell people no in a minute. I can't do it, or I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. Let me check my calendar, whatever. Oh, don't try to make me feel guilty, because I have every right to my feelings, right? So it's important that we direct and we speak up for ourselves, right? And then you pay attention to how you feel, because a lot of times when people are trying to manipulate or control you or guilt trip you, it feels really yucky. It feels uncomfortable, right? So anyways, and sometimes people need to be held accountable, because that's how they change, by holding them accountable, right? Don't talk to me like that. I don't talk to you like that, right? Right? You get me. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, establish healthy physical and emotional boundaries that give you control over how you spend your time and whom you spend it with. The other day, I have to replace my backyard fence, and I wanted some estimates. So I called several people, fencing companies. So I'm waiting for these fencing companies to call me back, and one particular person called me back. The man's attitude was nasty. He was just rude. And I asked him, what's the name of your fencing company? And he said it so fast, and it's like a one name. And I didn't hear him. I didn't catch it. He was saying it fast, and, attitude was just... So, anyway, I corrected him about his attitude, and then I chose not to do business with him. Okay? I chose not to do business with him. I corrected him about his attitude, how he was talking to me, and I hung up. Because it's like, dude, I ain't no way in the world I'm going to do business with you. I already know you're going to be getting on you're going to be, triggering me. No, then I got to be correcting you and all that. No, Negative. I ain't doing that. So anyway, number 7, avoid language that implies you're a victim, right? Hi. Thanks for joining. I'm not going to be here long. So number 7, I'm talking about owning your power, not giving away your power. I already said don't waste energy complaining. 2, accept responsibility for how you feel. It's important that we do that. 3, establish healthy boundaries. And where's my, 4, practice forgiveness. Yeah, we got to practice forgiveness. I even prayed for the man. After I was done, I was like, he may be stressed at work. Maybe things are not going right, whatever. I still prayed for his peace of mind and asked God to have his way in his heart. But that don't mean I had to do business with him or let him talk to me any old kind of way. So anyway, number 4, practice forgiveness. Holding a grudge against someone who has hurt you doesn't punish the other person. Instead, it only punishes you. Amen, right? Amen. When you waste valuable time thinking about a person you feel wronged you, it takes away your ability to enjoy the moment, right? Because you're ruminating on what was said and how it was said. You know, that situation with that man crossed my mind a couple of times. I was like, that's it. No, I'm going on with my day. It's enough. And I already prayed for him. Right? Forgiving someone is the best way to take back your power. I chose to forgive him. Don't tell him what's going on in a man's life, right? But to be clear, forgiveness isn't about saying what the person did was okay. Instead, it's about choosing to let go of the hurt, the triggering, the feeling, the negative energy, and anger that interferes with your ability to enjoy life. Okay? Go on with your day. It's going to be all right. Say a prayer for someone and keep it moving, right? Hurting people hurt people. Number 5, know your values. Know your values. When you're not clear what your values are, you're at risk of becoming more like a helpless passenger rather than a confident driver in your own life. You'll be at risk of jumping on board with other people's ideas, and you may be easily led astray. It's okay. You don't like that. You don't want to do that. That's not my thing, but you go ahead and do your thing, right? But I said no, right? So it's so important. You know, someone recently, I don't want to get too much of, but a friend of mine, okay, and she tried to, what was it? Okay, what I want to say. But anyway, the bottom line is, she likes to do something that I don't like. Let's just say people smoking hookahs and stuff nowadays. So I'll just say, I'm like, no, I'm not, no, that's okay. Never mind, I'm not doing that, right? But anyway, my point is sometimes people will try to get you to do things that you normally don't do. And they're real good at manipulating and trying to sway you and guilt trip you and all that stuff. Know your values. That's not what I do. I'm not into that, right? Right? So anyway, you'll be at risk of jumping on board with other people's ideas, and you may be easily led astray. When I was young, some friends or whatever, some people I knew, they used to like to go watch strippers and things like that. Exotic dancers and things like that. Well, once I let them know, no, that's not what I do. No, that's not where I want to go. That's not what I do. They already know. Don't even ask Ramona. So, but y'all want to go to lunch, dinner, y'all want to, go to a show. I like a good show, something like that. But no, thank you. I'm not doing that. So it's important, not judging them, just saying that was part of my values. That's just something I didn't like to do, right? Didn't want to do, right? So, but more power to whoever chooses to do that, right? So anyway, take back your power by acknowledging your values and living true to what's important to you. Know what's important to you, okay? Right? Just because your bestie does it does not mean you have to do it, right? Number 6, don't waste time on unproductive thoughts. I only have 9 and then I gotta go. Don't waste time on unproductive thoughts, right? Have you ever came home from work and spent the entire evening wishing you didn't have to go back again tomorrow? Huh? Suddenly, you're giving your 8-hour workday 12 hours of your time. Take control over the thoughts. Take control over the thoughts that occupy your mind so you don't give more brain power to areas of life that don't deserve it, right? We have to be very mindful. What are we focusing on? What are we thinking about? Are we starting to obsess about something that happened or didn't go the way we wanted to go? Or, the day at work might have been just a little too slow or a little stressful. Now we're going to bring that home, right? Right? And sometimes we do need to talk a little bit, but that's to release. That's to release some of the negative energy, right? Or the negative emotions, right? And then we take authority. We take authority over them, right? It's important that we know how to nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves emotionally. Maybe someone didn't do it for us, or did not know how to do it for us when we were children or adults, or young adults or whatever. But we're still responsible for our own thoughts and our own feelings, and the way we deal with our feelings is very important. I'm going to go. Number 7, avoid language that implies you're a victim. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Avoid language that implies that you're a victim. Saying things like, I have, H-A-V-E, have to work 60 hours a week, or I had no choice but to say yes, infers you're a victim of unfortunate circumstances, or why they treat me this way, why you do that to me, right? Why are you treating me this way, right? So while there will certainly be consequences for the decisions we make, we must acknowledge that we always have choices. It's the power of choice. When I decided to get some therapy 29 years ago, and I was there learning some new ways of thinking and behaving, and why I behaved a certain way, and how did I end up in a toxic marriage years ago in the first place, I realized, wait a minute, I felt trapped in that relationship. I felt like I didn't have choices, but all the time I did have choices. I did have a choice. I needed some help getting out that relationship too, but I had a choice, and God helped me get out. Number 8, make your self-worth independent of others' opinions. Make your self-worth independent of others' opinions. If your self-worth depends on others, holding you in high regard, you'll likely become a people pleaser. I'm going to say that again. All the people pleasers out there, right? So if your self-worth depends on people holding you in high regard, you'll likely become a people pleaser. Not everyone needs to like you. Not everyone needs to like you. No, it's not. I don't care how awesome you are or awesome I am. Everybody is just not going to like us. And that's okay, right? Not everyone needs to like you. And we know, what, I read a book some time ago, a year or so ago, called When People Are Big and God is Small. I truly recommend that book. When People Are Big and God is Small. I read that book, and it's just an awesome book, okay? An awesome book. You can get it from Amazon, okay? And it really helps with that type of thinking, the people-pleasing thing, not knowing who we are in Christ, not knowing who we are as children of God, right? So it's so important that we educate ourselves about these things, right? So not everyone needs to like you, nor do they have to agree with your lifestyle or agree with you, period, right? You're different individuals, uniquely yourselves. Evaluate the merit of criticism you receive, but never allow one person's opinion determine your self-worth. Never, ever let a person's opinion of you determine your self-worth, okay? Even if that marriage didn't work, or that friendship didn't work out, or somebody don't like you, and you don't understand why that person don't like you, and they treating you certain, or looking at you funny and all that, whatever, that's their issue. That's usually, in most cases, that person's issue, and usually it's based on how they feel about themselves. They just projecting it on other people, right? But we have to know our own worth and value, and our worth and value is in Christ. Our worth and value is in God, the God that created us in the first place, not in what we say, what we do, what we have, what we know, what our children are doing, and none of that. Those things are bonuses. Let that be a bonus, right? But still, we have great worth and value just because One reason is because God created us. Another reason, he sent his son Jesus to die for us on the cross. We're some special people. So number 9, be willing to stand out from the crowd. Be yourself. Be willing to stand out from the crowd. It's okay. Be you. Be yourself. Self-doubt and fear can lead you to want to blend in with those around you. But trying to fit in with the crowd will cause you to disguise who you really are. Don't want to fit in with the crowd. We wasn't meant to fit in. Everybody is uniquely his or her own self, right? Be proud of who you are, right? I don't want to be like none of my friends, all right, or my sibling. I don't want to be like somebody else, right? I might like her hair, and I might, I think I might try that color. It's a pretty color. But no, I don't want to be like her, right? Right? So anyway, trust that you're mentally strong enough to stand out and dare to be different. Be uniquely you. Be uniquely you, yourself, right? Be uniquely yourself. It's so important not to be following behind your friends and trying to do what they do and fit in and compromise your values and stuff like that because they turning up and that's what they like to do. No. We don't want to do that. If we want to embrace who we are as God's beautiful children, individually ourselves, and sometimes embracing who you are may mean you got to cut some people loose, and that's okay. That's okay, because we don't want other people to bring us down. We want to own our power. We don't allow other people to drag us along with them, right? Knowing that they may be struggling in a particular area and they just want company, because misery likes company. You heard that before. Misery likes company, remember? Misery likes company. All right? So we want to own our power with people, period. Speak up for ourselves. All right, let me do a quick recap. Don't waste energy complaining. Number 2, accept responsibility for how you feel. Ain't none of that you made me feel this way. Okay, well, the conversation didn't go the way I wanted it to go or whatever, but I feel uncomfortable, but you didn't make me feel this way. This conversation is uncomfortable for me. I don't like it, but I'm still responsible for the way I feel, think, and behave about it, right? Accept responsibility for how you feel. Number 3, establish healthy boundaries. Don't let people guilt trip you. All right? Giving away your power. Number 4, practice forgiveness. It's very, very important. And that includes forgiving yourself. Number 5, know your values. We don't want to try to do what everybody else is doing, be like everybody else. And, like I said, just because your friend is doing don't mean you got to do it, right? Girl, I'll talk to you later. Nah, that's all right. I ain't going. I don't want to go. But you know what? We can get together later and we can do this. That's more my cup of tea, right? Because I know what my values are. To each his own. I love you, but I'll see you around. I'll see you later. I'll catch up with you later. It's important that we know how to do that, right? I don't care what girl. I can't believe you not coming to my party. You thought you was my home girl and all that. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay? We'll talk later. Girl, I'm going to get with you. I'm going to treat you to dinner. I'm going to take you to lunch for your birthday. Okay? We're going to get together. We're going to write. But no, that's all right. You go ahead and turn it up. We'll talk and have a nice time, matter of fact. All right? Okay, 6, don't waste time on unproductive thoughts. All right? We have to be aware of our thinking. How much power are we giving away to the job, to our relationships, right? We don't want to get caught up in codependency and seeing that's pretty much when you get your self-worth out of what you do and who you know, and usually it's a relationship, and if all of a sudden we fall apart, we don't want that. Hello. Okay. Gotta go. Let me get ready to go. Okay, let me go because once that happens, I'm probably started freezing. Did I start freezing? I'm not here, right? I'm not here. I see you guys are still there. Did I start freezing? Am I frozen? I can't even see the comment. Lord. I can't see the comment. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to try to wrap it up, the last little piece. Avoid language that implies you're a victim. Yeah, Toya? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. And thanks for staying, but I'm out. Number 7, avoid language that implies you're a victim. Why are you doing that to me? Why they treat me this way? I have to, but I have to do that. I have to do this. Thank you, thank you. Dr. Merrill 777, thank you. Number 8, make your self-worth independent. Make your self-worth independent of others' opinions. If your self-worth, don't make your self-worth independent of others' opinions. I think a word was left out there. If your self-worth depends on others holding you in high regard, you'll likely become a people pleaser. Got to be careful. Right, doing a bunch of stuff for people. Do you like me? I wonder if you like. You're gonna say I'm a good person. Let me buy this. Let me do this. Let me do that. So be very careful about that, right? Because we're giving away too much of our power. If you're tired, you don't want to go, that's not your thing, or whatever it is, right? Say no. It's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence, right? Be willing to stand out from the crowd. Number 9, let your light so shine. Okay? Number 9, let your light so shine. I'm Ramona Phillips, a Healthy Mind Strategist. Thank you for joining me tonight on Intimate Moments. Thank you so much. See you guys. I hope I said something that blessed you. See you later. Let me show y'all some love. Let me show you some love. All right. Have a good night. I'm so tired. I'm tired and don't even really realize I'm tired. I'm just a little tired. I gotta go unwind. Okay. Have a blessed night. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye bye. Thanks for joining.